There are moments in life when nothing is technically wrong, yet everything feels heavy. You wake up, you breathe, you move through your day, but inside, something whispers. Is this really all there is? This story is not about success. It is not about fame, money, or perfect endings. It is about the quiet battles no one sees, the weight you carry without realizing it, the version of you that keeps showing up, even when hope feels thin. Listen closely. Because this story isn't just about someone else, it's about you. And before it ends, it may change how you see your life forever. This story will change how you see your life. Eli used to believe life was a race he had started late, not because anyone told him so, but because every morning reminded him. The alarm clock screamed at 5:30 a.m., slicing through his sleep like a blade. His hand would reach for it without opening his eyes, silencing the sound, but not the feeling. That familiar weight would settle on his chest before his feet even touched the floor. Another day, another chance to fall short. He lay there staring at the ceiling, counting the cracks like they were tally marks of time wasted. His mind ran ahead of him, replaying yesterday's mistakes, fast-forwarding to tomorrow's disappointments, skipping over the present like it didn't matter. By the time Eli stood up, he already felt exhausted. Not the kind of exhaustion sleep fixes. The kind that comes from trying to be strong for too long. He brushed his teeth while staring at his reflection, noticing how his eyes looked older than his years. People said he was doing okay. Some even said he was lucky. But no one saw the quiet panic that followed him everywhere, the fear that his life was shrinking instead of expanding. He had dreams, big ones, loud ones, the kind that made his heart beat faster just thinking about them. Somewhere along the way, those dreams had softened, then faded, until all that remained was responsibility and routine. Work, bills, expectations. Repeat. That day had been especially cruel. A mistake at work he couldn't undo. A conversation that ended with silence instead of understanding. A message he hoped for that never came. Each moment stacked itself onto his spirit like stones on a grave. By evening, Eli felt hollow. So he walked. No destination, no plan. Just movement, because staying still felt dangerous. The city lights blurred past him as dusk fell. The sky shifted from blue to purple to black, as if the world itself was exhaling. That was when he noticed the bench. It sat just beyond the streetlights, half hidden by an old tree whose roots cracked the pavement like veins. And on it sat an old man, not hunched, not frail, just still. Birds gathered around his feet as if they trusted him with their lives. He tossed crumbs gently, never rushing, never missing. Something about the scene felt out of place, like time had slowed around that bench. Eli didn't mean to stop. His feet simply did. He sat down at the far end, keeping his distance, staring at the ground like the answers to his life might be written there. Minutes passed. Then the old man spoke. "You're carrying something heavy," he said. Eli flinched. The voice wasn't loud. It wasn't intrusive. It was calm, like a doctor stating a diagnosis that had been obvious for years. Eli let out a dry laugh. "I don't have anything with me." The old man smiled, still feeding the birds. "That's usually when it's the heaviest." Something about that sentence hit too close. Eli swallowed. "What makes you say that?" he asked. The old man finally turned to look at him. His eyes were sharp but kind, like they had seen storms and learned not to fear them. "Because people who are free sit lightly," he said. "You sat down like someone setting a burden on the ground." Eli didn't answer. His chest tightened. He didn't know this man, yet somehow felt exposed. "What's inside it?" the old man asked gently. Eli hesitated, then spoke before he could stop himself. "Everything I should have been," he said. "Everything I didn't do right. Every time I thought I was close, and wasn't." The birds fluttered briefly, then settled again. The old man nodded slowly. "Ah, you're carrying time?" Eli frowned. "Time?" "Yes," he said. "The past you can't change, and the future you're trying to control." He picked up a pebble and placed it in Eli's palm. "How heavy is this?" Eli blinked. "It isn't." "Hold it," the man said. Eli did. "Now imagine holding it for an hour." "My arm would hurt." "A day?" "It would feel unbearable." The old man's voice softened. "The pebble doesn't grow heavier. You just refuse to let it go." Silence exploded between them. Eli's throat burned. "You know what's cruel," the old man continued. "Most people think their pain proves they are weak, but pain only proves they cared." Eli felt his eyes sting. "I cared too much," he whispered. "No," the old man said firmly. "You cared honestly. That's different." Eli looked away, embarrassed by the tears threatening to fall. "I feel like I've failed," he admitted, "like I'm behind everyone else." The old man chuckled, not mockingly, but knowingly. "Behind whom?" he asked. Eli opened his mouth, then closed it. "Everyone," he said finally. The old man leaned back and looked at the sky. "Comparison is the fastest way to forget your own journey," he said. "You're judging your life using someone else's map." Eli's heart pounded. "Tell me something," the old man said. "What's the hardest thing you've survived?" Eli thought of nights he didn't think he'd make it through, of losses he never talks about, of moments when quitting felt like relief. "I don't know," he said. "Yes, you do." Eli exhaled shakily. "I survived myself," he said. The old man smiled. "That's the hardest thing anyone ever does." The wind picked up. The birds scattered. Darkness thickened. "You think your life hasn't begun," the old man said. "But the truth is, you've been training." "For what?" Eli asked. "For becoming." The word echoed inside him. "You are not late," the old man continued. "You are early in the part where things start to mean something." Eli felt something break open in his chest. Not pain, but release. When he looked back at the bench, the old man was gone. No footsteps, no sound. Only the pebble lay where he had been sitting. Eli stood there a long time, staring at it, before finally leaving it behind. That night, sleep came differently. Not easily, but honestly. The next morning, the alarm rang, and for the first time, Eli didn't curse it. He sat up, breathing deeply, feeling the weight of the day, but also its possibility. He realized something profound. Life had never been asking him to rush. It had been asking him to notice. Notice that he was still here. Notice that his heart still wanted something. Notice that survival itself was a form of courage. He looked at his reflection again. Same face, same life, but new eyes, And as he stepped into the day, he understood this truth, one that would never leave him. Your life is not falling apart. It is falling into place. And the version of you that survives this will thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. Remember, life doesn't always change in loud moments. Sometimes it shifts quietly, with a single realization that you were never weak, only tired, that you were never behind, only becoming, and that every step you thought meant nothing was shaping the person you are still growing into. If this story stirred something in you, hold on to it, because the fact that you feel, that you hope, that you're still here, means your story is not over. So tonight, be gentle with yourself. Tomorrow, show up again. And remember this truth: you are not broken. You are not late. You are not invisible. You are becoming. And that is more powerful than you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspirational stories that will change your life.